Luka now starting to warm up here.
What a standing 8 count there for the big fella.
They left everything on. They emptied the tank on the defensive end.
LeBron erases the shot.
Obviously, our mission is to lock in a playoff spot and not have to plan the plan, so we understand what's at stake.
Gang, let's get it. The Lakers got an important win against the Rockets last night in a closely contested game. The bench stepped up in a big way. Both Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent knocked down 6 threes each. With the win, the Lakers now sit 2 games above the Grizzlies for 4th in the West. Here's Luka.
Great, very comfortable. As you saw today we fought. We fought really hard. It was a very physical game. And, we got to play like this every game. If we play like this on the defensive end, on offense, we didn't do much outside, Gabe and Dodo, but we shared the ball. We were playing forward with pace, and we just got to play like that.
About the Lake Show showing they can play some D. Stephen A., did last night say more about the Lakers or the Rockets? Hey, Shannon, by the way. Hi, Shannon.
Yo, what's up, Shay? Listen, last night's victory, I thought, said a lot more about the Rockets than it is about the Lakers. We know what the Lakers are capable of when LeBron and Luka's in the lineup together, healthy and what have you, and you got other cats playing defense the way that they did last night. I think the Rockets, even though their defense has proved to be formidable, I think we got to look at some things about their course. This is why Shannon's so confident about them in terms of their offense, because when you look at their offense, they struggled last night. I'm looking at Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet. You combine for just 16 points, or 6 of 27 shooting. That's putrid. That's pathetic. And we know they're both better than that. But we also got to look at the Houston Rockets in terms of them winning. They won 12 wins. They had 12 wins, lost for just the second time in their last 14 games. But all 12 wins was against teams that didn't have winning records. And that's what we got to pay attention to now as I'm looking at this team. They've lost 4 straight games against teams with winning records. OKC, Indiana, Denver, and of course last night with the Los Angeles Lakers. The last game they had, the last win they had against a winning team was February 25th against the Milwaukee Bucks. So I'm looking at them right now. And this is their Rockets season series versus West teams currently in playoff position, Shannon. 1-3 versus the Thunder, 1-1 versus the Nuggets, 1-1 versus the Lakers, 3-1 versus the Grizzlies, 1-3 against the Golden State Warriors. So that means the only team to win in a playoff position in the Western Conference that they have a winning record against and face up competition is against the Grizzlies, who obviously are suspect themselves because of their lack of shooting prowess. That's what I'm looking at with the Houston Rockets right now. If there's anything that's going to hold them back, who is that dude, Shannon, that you can give the ball to and say, take me there? I know I was bloviating about the Houston Rockets yesterday. I still am. I haven't lost faith in them because I believe in Ime Udoka. I believe in their young talent. I believe they can go after it. I like Dylan Brooks a lot. I believe in Fred VanVleet as well. But you cannot struggle offensively and expect to win against the Los Angeles Lakers. That's not going to cut it. You got to have a dude that you can say, here's the ball, take me there. And nobody showed that ability last night with the Houston Rockets, which is why I have a bit of trepidation this morning.
Well, that person that they normally hand the ball to, Stephen A., and says, okay, go get us a bucket, is Jalen Green. And he, as you mentioned, he struggled shooting the basketball from the floor. And if I'm not mistaken, he might have gotten benched or maybe it's something going on because I didn't see him a whole lot in the fourth quarter. And so with that being said, it doesn't tell me anything. I already knew everything I needed to know about the Lakers. I already knew everything I needed to know about the Houston Rockets. That's why I told you. And you see last night, Stephen A., the Rockets, they got an amen, but we had the benediction. 2 free throws and a huge block. You see how we dismissed it? We let everybody go. You know there's a difference between an amen and a benediction. You know when they give the benediction, it's over. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good evening. Go home and watch your favorite sporting event. Eat some turkey and dressing.
There you go with your nonsense. There you go with your nonsense, the benediction.
Now you want to talk about you bloviating about it. That's why I'm not concerned. That's why every time you mention somebody, I'll let everybody know what it is. It's in 5. It's on. And
I have no objectivity.
That you had last night, Stephen A., I do have objectivity.
With the
Lakers didn't even, you talk about what Houston didn't do offensively. Look at the Lakers struggling. Luka struggled shooting the ball. LeBron struggled shooting the ball. As a matter of fact, LeBron has only shot 50% once since he's been back off that injury. Mm-hmm. That being said, Austin Reeves struggled. Last night, the only 2 guys really that played exceptional was Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent. Now, Vando came in and gave us some huge defensive, and they played really well defensively. But I'm not concerned. That's why I let you do all that talking. And we got something for you know who. I don't want to mention their name. But we got something for them in a back-to-back.
But this is the thing that kills me. You act like there's nothing to be concerned about with your Lakers. I mean, when they were struggling defensively over the last several weeks, looking like one of the poor defensive teams in the NBA, you just gloss over that. That doesn't matter to you. I'm looking at the Houston Rockets right now. We've all recognized throughout the year, even as they climbed to a number 2 seed, there was something missing, and it showed last night. But I still believe in these cats. I still believe they got a kind of potential to make a series very, very interesting. I think they're a very talented team. I think they're a piece away from winning the championship, to be quite honest with you. But when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, at least I'm being objective about it, Shay. Your behind sits up there with the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know. What you say? What you say about the Lakers at 5? What did you say about it? Who knows what you gonna come up with next when it comes to that stuff? It don't matter. Even when we mentioned OKC, you talk about Lakers at 5.
I'm listening. Tell me.
If you notice, Stephen A. talking about the Houston Rockets are a piece away from winning a championship. I'm a piece away from being a billionaire. That piece is $1 billion.
That piece of $1 billion?
That's the piece I'm away from being a billionaire.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah,
come on
that's
now.
the only piece
All I
I'm
know
away
is
from
I
being a
can't
billionaire.
hear OKC anymore without hearing OKC, UFC, KFC, and I blame you,
Lakers
Shannon.
at 5.
Like,
It's hilarious.
anytime I hear that now.
It's hilarious.
Oh,
the
my
one
goodness.
he said yesterday, too, was funny, too, though. I give that to you.
But you know what,
I give
Stephen?
that to you.
We got something for you. We got something for you. I want you to, what they probably got like 8 games left in the regular season, 7, 8 games.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. Just sit back, like you always tell people. Sit back, relax, enjoy this last 7, 8 games of the regular season, and watch old Goat James and Luka do what they do.
Well, I'm not rooting against the Lakers. We all know, like Rob Pelinka rolled up to me laughing because he said, I know where you want to be in June. Hey, you act like I'm rooting against the Lakers. No, I want them to win. The more they win, the more time I get in LA. It ain't no shade my way. I'm just calling it like I see it. I believe that there's some vulnerabilities there for them. And if you've got to be able, when you look at the young Lions coming their way, it's going to be real interesting to see.
You heard him. Sit back, relax.
I'm not going to sit back. He's going to sit back and relax. That's Shannon. He's going to sit
some
there. He always
cognac.
said, he says this for years. Last time I checked, Lakers didn't win the title since 2020.
Expected to miss at least a week with a left ankle sprain he sustained against the Rockets on Sunday. That according to Shams. Who's taking this quick take? Wendy, there he is. Wendy, have we seen KD play his last game in a Suns uniform?
I think it's really possible, Molly, because, look, every ankle injury is different. You certainly cannot project how the ankle is going to feel a week from now. This was a nasty turn. He had a similar ankle sprain 2 years ago, his first year with the Suns, and he missed 10 games. The other problem is that they're in 11th place right now, and they have the hardest remaining schedule. The only thing that's really keeping them in it is the 2 teams in front of them, Sacramento and Dallas, keep losing. The grace of that is only keeping the Suns into this. He's not going to go on this road trip, which is a brutal road trip to Milwaukee and Boston and New York. It would be remarkable if he could play again this year in the regular season, and I don't know if he's going to be able to stay with the Suns past this summer.
Yeah, with the so few games left, what good is it for him to come back a week? He's going to probably miss, 3 games in that week, in that 7-day span, and then he comes back with 2 games left. I don't see him coming back, and I don't see him returning to Phoenix because he was in trade discussions this offseason, and he shot it down because he didn't want to go somewhere and says, it's a lot to take me on, especially during the middle of the season. We'll revisit this in the summer. So I think there's a greater than 90% chance that Kevin Durant has played his last game with the Suns.
All right, I got another one for you guys. The Pelicans shut down C.J. McCollum and Zion Williamson due to injury. This is the 4th time in 6 years that Williamson will finish the season playing 30 games or fewer. Oh, Stephen A.
Awful. It really, really is. I feel very, very bad for the Pelicans in the city of New Orleans because Zion Williamson is a star caliber talent. When he is on the court and healthy, he's a monster. The problem is he's rarely available. And as great as he is, the word bust comes to mind, not because of his talent. I'm only talking his availability. If you're not available, it doesn't matter how great you are. And he's almost never available. And that is the situation. And so if you traded him right now, for example, do you realize you can't ask for the farm for Zion? Well, you can ask, but you ain't gonna get it because he hasn't been available. And nobody is going to give that up, which leaves the Pelicans in a position, although they altered things contractually to their favor in some respects, you can't expect but so much for him because his availability is what's going to come into question.
Yeah.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, pull up all brain. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm a